Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Bethany. Today we're talking about single strand knots, fairy knots. They are the bane of my existence. I am going to be sharing my journey with these single strand demons and what I have been doing and what I am looking to do in order to, take care of my hair, to avoid them, to get rid of them, and to move forward with a healthier hair regimen that will help to not have these. They're so annoying. Like, who can relate? They're annoying. They're in the way. You can't get rid of them other than to just cut your hair, and it's so frustrating. But I'm going to share all the tips that I have with you guys today. I'm not an expert on these. I had so many of these back in 2019. I had to completely chop my hair off because of them. So I understand the pain that they bring to the natural hair community. I'm here to try to help, and I hope that this video helps some of you guys. So if you guys want to see the process of me trying to get rid of as many of them as I can and what I'm doing to try to combat them, then just keep watching this video. So I know that my hair doesn't look its best right now. Yeah, so I just took it out of a bun. I just took it out of a bun, and all it had in it was leave-in conditioner, and I washed it yesterday. So that's exactly what we shouldn't be doing with our hair, and the whole point of this video. So as you guys know, I have been saying that I want to grow up my hair, and I had wanted to grow up my hair a while ago, but I ended up chopping it all off for one specific reason, and this was in September of 2019. So it is now November of 2021. It's 2 years later, and when I cut my hair, I cut it to like here. Now my hair comes to, now my hair comes here. And I've actually recently cut my hair like an inch as well. So it's grown. I've trimmed it here and there, but I want to grow it out. And so I haven't straightened my hair since March of 2021. And so I'm waiting to straighten my hair until March of 2022 to kind of do a length check and just see, is my hair overall more healthy? Because what I find is that every time I straighten my hair, I have to cut a lot of it off. And it's not just when I first cut my hair, I have to keep cutting it the whole time. And I have a theory that because I haven't been using the right shears and my hair is straight, it's splitting, the ends are splitting like super fast. So I'm like, I'm not going to straighten my hair. Let's just see what happens. When I cut my hair, well, actually, let's just get started talking about it while I'm kind of doing what I'm doing. What I did is I went on Amazon and I brought a pair of hair cutting shears. I've had hair cutting shears plenty of times, but when you use them for other things other than hair, they're no longer hair cutting shears. They are now multi-purpose use scissors, and anything other than hair can dull the blades and make them not sharp enough to really cut hair properly. So that's something that you should know. It's something that I have known this whole time, but I still decided to just not care. I've used scissors for my Cricut. I've used eyebrow scissors. I've used all kinds of things to cut my hair it's just not right. It's not made to cut hair. These are made to cut hair. So this is one of those do as I say, not as I do things, but I'm getting better. I'm getting the right tools. I actually purchased these exact hair cutting shears off Amazon. I will link them below. And I went on a trip out of town and I lost them as soon as I bought them. I barely got to use them. So I bought them again because I wanted to make this video. And that's part of the reason why there was no video up on Sunday, because, and my hair is really tangled. So in 2019, in September, when I cut my hair, I had straightened my hair for my sister-in-law's wedding. And basically, I noticed how badly damaged my hair was. 2019 was the year that my son was born. And so I was breastfeeding him all summer. I had a newborn. And I just basically completely neglected my hair. What I mean neglected, I just left it in a bun for like weeks. The same bun. I mean, it was pretty bad. And so one of the things that I was dealing with was the single strand knots, also known as fairy knots. And that's really what this whole video is about, because I absolutely hate them. They're the bane of my existence. I absolutely hate these little pesky little knots. If you don't know what single strand knots are, it's basically when one strand of hair or a couple strands of hair knot with within itself and creates like a tiny little knot. And how I can tell is either by looking at my hair up in front of a light, and I can kind of see the knots, like I can see them. Or when I run my finger down my hair, I can feel the knot. And so when with my son, when I was pregnant with him, or after I had him, I noticed that I had these knots. So many, hundreds, probably thousands. There was too many for me to quantify and to, cut off without just cutting off so much of my hair. And that's why I chop my hair like that. Because I'm like, I'd rather have healthy hair than long hair. And that's when I chop my hair. And it was just healthier for my hair. And so now when I look at my hair, sometimes I'll wet it. But I'll actually go through and I will pick out these knots. Sometimes it's easier to find them when my hair is wet, and sometimes it's easier when it's dry. I kind of do both, but I'll just hold my hair up to the light and I'll see the knot, and I will pick out the knot. Like, you will never be able to see this. Like, let me see. I don't know if I will ever be able to zoom in close enough that you can see this knot, but I lost it, which that happens all the time too. But here's another one. So what I'll do is I will go in, I'll look for the knot, and sometimes they disappear. Like, sometimes I'm like, I was just holding it. It's kind of tricky and it's very tedious. And this is the reason that before I decided to just cut all my hair, because it was too many knots. To me, like, this is like, these single strand knots, in my opinion, are like really the arch nemesis of hair growth, because you don't always notice them right away. You don't know. You think your hair is growing, that it's healthy, and then you're like, oh wait, like, what is this that I'm dealing with in my hair? Like, it has knots. And what I don't like about going through individually and cutting them like this is the fact that now all my hair is like kind of just different lengths, and it's really frustrating. It's very frustrating to have hair that's just kind of like even from here you can see there's hair sticking up that's all different lengths, and it's probably because over time I've been cutting these knots out, and it just makes everything not the same. And I find that I get the most single strand knots in the back of my head. But the main culprit of it is basically when you have curly hair, as it coils, sometimes when it's matted up into a bun, or if it's rubbing against your clothing a certain way, it can loop. And since it's curling, it can loop back into itself. And then as soon as you go like this and pull on your hair like this, that's why it's not good to do that with your hair, because it's like you're just pulling those knots in. You're tightening them. And then once you have one piece of hair in a single knot, like, sorry, sweetie, but you're not getting that out. I thought about taking like a needle and trying to get the knots out, but I'm like, that's even more of a waste of my time. Now, this is not a sustainable method, honestly. And the more knots that you have, it's like they cause more of them, because hair gets caught on those knots, and that creates even more knots. So the whole thing is really just a revolving door of problems. I think this is why I just get so meticulous and weird about it, and I just go in and I cut them off. Please don't look at my nails. I had a really bad experience at a nail salon out of town. It was foul. It's fairy knots. Fairies are supposed to be good and kind creatures. I don't want to call them fairy knots. Call them devil knots. Call them Nazis. Call them not my friend. Yeah, so you guys might think I'm a little psycho, but I do kind of just go through and cut them off. I think I really do need to cut my hair. Like, I need a haircut. Yeah, my hair definitely needs a trim. It needs a trim. And it needs a trim in the length. It needs a trim in the length. I already cut about 1 inch off of this, but I could cut off easily another inch. Just because it's just not It's gonna be fine. It's totally gonna be fine. I'm a few little instances away from just risking it all and cutting it off. But I really don't feel like I've been doing a good job of like keeping my ends healthy. I feel like I could be doing a way better job at that. So I want to do the baggie method. Have you guys heard of the baggie method? Have you heard of it? It's basically when you wash your hair, or you don't wash it. I think you could do it like on dry hair or wet hair. I don't know which one is really best. But once you do that, do I think I got that whole section? No. But, you know, it's just for the sake of conversation. And I've been wanting to do it. I cut these out my hair every day. This is not like I'm saving them. I always knew there was going to be plenty for this video, even though I've been still cutting them every day, because it's so nuts to me. Like, there's not even that many up here, but I did just see 2 right next to each other. And so basically, the baggie method, so you take your hair and you put your ends in a bunch of oil, like a lot of oil, whatever oil that you want to use, and then you put it in a bag. You put a bag around it so that it seals it all in there, all the moisture, and then you leave it like overnight or for a certain period of time, and it's supposed to help seal your ends and seal some moisture into your ends, which my hair being color treated is already prone to being more dry, but it really helps with split ends. And the drier your hair is, the more prone it is to getting these little devil knots. But yeah, guys, I do this. Like, I know it's a little bit nuts, but I know this doesn't really make any sense, but I do it anyways. Can anyone relate? What do you guys think is the hardest thing about growing out your hair? Like, what's your biggest obstacle? For me, it's definitely these fairy knots, the dryness, and the split ends. I feel like me constantly having to trim my hair. You know, my husband makes jokes. He's like, your hair has been the same length since I met you. But it's fluctuated, but it has grown to a certain point, and then I end up cutting it. So I'm just interested to know, like, for you guys, what is it? Because maybe I can... You know, what I like to do for these videos is not come across like I know everything, but I do a lot of research in order to give information. And so that's how I know the things that I'm telling you guys, either from experience or from research. I'm not just interested in YouTube or just like, you know, like natural hair. Like, I'm very interested in the science behind things. And you guys know, I mean, from videos I've done in the past, I like to know what I'm talking about. I just cut off so much of my hair by accident. See, proceed with caution, people. This is not smart. It's not a smart thing to do. All right, guys. So I think I've done what I need to do for today. I'm sure there's still at least 100 more in my head somewhere. I mean, I feel like generally speaking, it was a lot, but not as much as I thought it was going to be. So I don't think all hope is gone, and I don't think I need to cut all my hair off. Although we will see, because I think I do need to trim my hair, just in a general sense, because I do see some split ends and things that I think need to be addressed, as well as just tightening up my hair overall. Yeah, I'm going to slick my hair up first. I'll be back after I do that, and then we're going to treat the ends of my hair. I'm going to spray them. I'm going to put some, I think I'm going to put maybe a cream and an oil on them, and then just twist my hair into a bun. Okay, guys, so I'm back, as you can see, and you can see more of my whole environment. I had some weird settings on my camera that cropped it super close in my face, and I figured out what I was doing, and now I'm not doing that anymore. So sorry about that, because that whole video was really just, it's really in your face. So I'm sorry about that. But what I've done is I've slicked my hair into a ponytail very simply, and I've just sprayed some water on my hair. So I'm going to take my wide tooth comb, and I'm going to, it shouldn't be that tangled, honestly, but I'm just kind of making sure there's no major kinks or tangles in it. And I'm just lightly starting at the ends. When you detangle your hair, you really don't want to comb through your hair when it's dry. That can really cause problems, especially with those single strand knots. And then you also want to start from the bottom and like work your way up if you're going to comb, or honestly, if you're going to do anything, even with your fingers. But I have been thinking a lot about fully switching to finger detangling, or at least mostly. But that's really hard for me to do because I really don't like finger detangling my hair. I just don't like doing it. I don't have a lot of reasons. I just don't like it. So there's that. So first, I'm going to go ahead and put in the Double Cream Deep Quencher. This is by Curlsmith, and it is a deep conditioner for dry, dull hair, extra moisture, enhance, and revive. And I definitely feel like we need that. It's super thick. And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to apply it. I feel like I'm going to have to apply quite a bit because it's so thick. I'm going to kind of twist in order to work it in my hair. And then I'm going to add some more to the ends. I know I always mention this, but Curlsmith products, they just smell so good. Like, part of me feels like I should have put the oil on my hair first and then sealed it with this thick cream, because I don't even know if the oil is going to have a chance to really even do much because of this product. But hopefully this product does what it needs to do, and hopefully, you know, it understands the assignment. Next, I'm going to use 2 oils. I have the Pattern Beauty Argan Oil Hair Serum, and I have the Finola Nourishing Reconstructing Fluid Crystals Serum. I don't know. These 2. So I'm going to be using these in my hair, and I'm going to like put a lot of oil on my ends. The way I just realized I have a photo shoot tomorrow, so I really need my hair to look good. So hopefully this does the trick. Okay, so now at this point, we're going to take the hair and we're going to twist it into a bun. Oh, that hump really sends me not in a good way. But I think I can camouflage it with my hair scrunchie. So I'm really going to make sure that the ends are, number one, not all tattered up and looking like that. I'm going to twist them and tuck them all the way around. And then I'm going to take a hair tie and do that. Then I'm going to take my hair scrunchie and just cover all of my sins. See? Great. I gotta get some gel and lay that. No, that still looks horrible. It's okay. We're gonna pretend that you cannot see any of that. But yeah, I'm just gonna wear my hair like this. It's giving Amish, but it's fine. We love the Amish. So yeah. But yeah, guys, this video was more so me just trying to show you guys kind of the reality of natural hair and some of the obstacles that come along with having natural hair. For me, is the dryness, the split ends, and the single strand knots. Those 3 things right there really can get me off my game and can get my hair journey very, very off course. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that I'm working on and trying to combat so that I can grow my hair out and can grow it long and just have, you know, just nice, beautiful, long hair. Like, you know, those knots really get me because I feel like everyone doesn't necessarily deal with them. The tighter your curls are, the more prone you are to have to deal with them. And then the more dry your hair is, the more prone your hair is going to be to those knots. Sometimes you're going to get them sometimes, but it shouldn't be this overabundance of them. And sometimes that can come from neglect and not taking care of your hair properly. So let me know if you guys deal with these. How do you deal with it? Do you cut them off? Do you cut all your hair? What do you do? And how do you avoid them? If you guys know how to avoid them, share it with your girl. I'm really trying. I feel like I caught it before it got really bad, but I'm just going to try to do everything I can within my research to prevent more of them from happening. Because once you get them, you have to just cut them off. So with all that being said, I love y'all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and welcome to my journey. I'll see you guys on Tuesdays on Instagram, just showing you guys the deep conditioning process and the sealing of my ends, all fall and winter long, we're going to be doing this just to make sure that the health of our hair is at its optimum best potential. So I love y'all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.